Hi guys, welcome back to the Lycan Project. Today is 3 courses with, and it is going to be with Sarah J Maas. I have this year completed the Court of Thorns and Roses trilogy. Yes, trilogy? I think it is a trilogy. Or the first 3 books. So, the first one, A Court of Thorns and Roses. And we follow Thrre, who is a young girl who lives in the human world, who is a huntress. It has, at the beginning, a very sort of Katniss from Hunger Games vibe, of she's out hunting for her family, keeping them fed and safe. And then, unbeknownst to her, she kills a wolf. The wolf was actually a Fae sentry that was sent out from a court that borders her land. And then, anyway, so she gets captured and then gets taken back to Prythian, which is the Fae world in this series. She then stays in the estate of Tamlin, who is the High Lord of the Spring Court. And then she must figure out how to find a way to stop Tamlin or doom him as they get taken into sort of a gladiator kind of tasks where Thrre has to perform those. There will be spoilers. Sorry, I should have said spoilers. Where she basically has to fight her way through, and there was a high Fae magic lady who turned up, Amarantha, and she has basically taken all of Prythian under siege, and everyone walks around with masks on their face. So in order to save them, she has to basically, Thrre has to fall in love with Tamlin and save them. So it's basically Beauty and the Beast retold, or east of west, or west of, yeah, which then leads us off with, hooray, it's all gone according to plan, they're all in love, they go back to the Spring Court. And then we go to A Court of Mist and Fury, which is the second one, which has become one of my favourite books. So I will be picking up Sarah J Maas. I am eventually going to get around to the Throne of Glass series, which we have the full set of, so they're beautiful. This follows Thrre as she has survived Amarantha and returned to the Spring Court, but at a very steep cost. It does deal a lot with post-traumatic stress of the situation under the mountain where they were, but in order to also survive, Thrre made a bargain with Rhysand, who is the High Lord of the Night Court, where she has to spend time with him once a month for a bit, and then there is a sort of budding love story, and she's starting to want to take on control of her own life, and Tamlin is still so scared of her getting hurt and stuff, so she basically ends up spending a lot of time at the Night Court in this one. And it turns out that things that will happen in Court of Thorns and Roses have actually made Thrre into a Fae being, and she has fallen in love with Rhysand. And this sort of goes about her learning what that means to be Fae, all the talents that she's picked up from the ending results of Court of Thorns and Roses. And it is said that this is also a bit of a Hades and Persephone retelling, where Rhys is Hades and he's very much portrayed as the dark, brooding, punishing man that Hades is very often presented as, but also he's very fair, he's very loyal, he's very fiercely protective of his people, and he wants Thrre to actually stand on her own 2 feet, come into her own powers and abilities. And there is a war brewing between Prythian and Hybern, which is another Fae country or land that's just across, because there was a big war centuries ago, and the lands were split, so that kind of happens before, but that really does come back to haunt everyone in this book, in the middle book. And then with Hybern moving into control and trying to bring Prythian back into the fold of Fae and take over the human lands, Thrre and Rhysand and his Night Court Inner Circle must make decisions, which then leads to Court of Wings in Ruin, which really bases on the war that is coming from Hybern to conquer Prythian and then further into the human lands. So it sees you waiting a lot, walking around, do that. And it also sees Thrre back at the Spring Court, to actually gather information because Tamlin has betrayed Prythian and the other courts. So there is mighty battles being raged between Hybern and Prythian, and you find out that things that happened in the war between humans and Fae, the Fae have been sitting on that grudge of what happened. I did give this 4 stars, but it actually is a book I was slightly disappointed in terms of it was a lot of go here, go there, do this, do that. And it's a war, people are not shouldn't in theory make it out alive. And there was sort of something that happened in Gold Thorns and Roses that Sarah J Maas used again in this book. So it is something I've noticed a bit more, is that I understand that not wanting to kill people off, not wanting readers to be angry with you, but it's also, it's a war. There are going to be people that die. There are going to be sacrifices made. Consent of mansplaining in general. Really enjoyed it. Sarah J Maas is an author I will be picking up. I am going to try and get out into her DC book, and she has another one coming out in the middle of 2020, which is a new adult series. Looking forward to that. And thank you. And make choices with the products that you consume and the pop culture that you bring out into the world. And thank you, and goodbye!